right, we are on page 20 of our journal. Hopefully you're keeping up with your journal. Journal test at the end of 6 weeks should be extremely easy if you've been keeping up with it and filling it out every day. That's kind of the point of a journal test, is kind of take a grade on something we've been working on all 6 weeks, but also to help boost your averages quite a bit. All right, so we are going to be looking at multi-step inequalities. I'm going to title that page Multi-Step Inequalities. All right. So we're going to be looking at 6 example problems, and then we're going to take some notes at the bottom. So the first example problem is 8x minus 5 minus 6x is greater than or equal to 9. So first of all, I've been seeing some of your notes, and I want to encourage you to learn to organize your math work. Some of our math problems, especially when you get into high school, are going to be very long, very complicated, and the more you learn to organize your math, the better off it's going to be. Just to kind of give you a heads up, this is a problem we did in algebra today, and you can see that it took quite a bit of steps. So organizing our work really can help us quite a bit. So be sure that you are keeping up with organizing it. A good organization tip is to use only one line for each step. So this is multi-step, which tells me it's going to take more than 2, and I can see that I have x's both on the sides, so I'm going to combine them. So I have 8x minus 6x, bring my sign down, just 2x, minus 5, I didn't get to use that minus 5, add 5 to both sides, leaves me with 2x, divide both sides by 2, and I get 7. I did not multiply or divide by negative, so I'm going to keep my sign. Now notice, each step was on a line, so by the end of this should have only taken me about 6 lines. All right, we're going to come right below it and do number 2. We have 6x plus 2 plus 1 is less than or equal to negative 17. Draw my line. I don't have multiple x's, but I do have parentheses. And when I see a number in parentheses, just like before, I'm going to distribute. So 6 times x is 6x. Bring down my plus. 6 times 2, man, I keep breaking my pencil, sorry, is 12 plus 1. Oh, sorry, guys. I can see that I don't have x's, but I do have this 12 plus 1, so I'm going to go ahead and combine those to make it 6x plus 13, negative 17. Subtract 13 from both sides. Divide both sides by 6. And even though there's a negative 30 here, this step, there's not a negative, so my sign's going to stay the same. And that would be a closed, colored-in circle. All right, let's look at example 3. 4x plus 8 minus 9x plus 2 is less than negative 5. All right, I don't have parentheses, but I do see I have multiple x's. I also have multiple numbers by themselves. So 4x minus 9x is negative 5x. 8 plus 2 is 10. Subtract 10 from both sides. Always start with that add and subtract. Divide by negative 5. In class we've been saying my alarm, the alarm, the bells, the whatever is going off because I just said divided by negative 5. And because I divided by negative, I flip my sign. It's going to go the other direction now. X is greater than 3. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. So now I'm going to come to the right side of the same exact paper next to my 1. So you can see my problem 1's right there. I'm going to do number 4. So 13x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 4x minus 26. Now I don't have parentheses. I don't have multiple x's on one side, but I do have an x on the left and an x on the right. So I need all my x's on one side. So I'm going to take my smaller x and subtract it off. Once I've gotten one variable on one side, I just do two-step solving. So now I'm just going to solve by adding 8 to both sides. All right, divide both sides by 9. That is a positive, so my sign's going to stay the same direction. X is greater than or equal to -2. So the answer can be -2, but it can also be -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Let's look at number 5. -5x minus 11 is less than -8x minus 2. So first thing I need is I see that I have parentheses. So I always need to take care of my parentheses first. So distribute that -8. Anytime I have a negative and a subtraction, I'm going to go ahead and add a line, change the sign. Bring down my plus. -8 times -2 is 16. I have an x on both sides, so I need to move my smaller one, and actually -8 is the smaller. So the opposite of it is +8, so it leaves me with 16. 3x minus 11, because -5 plus 8. Add 11 to both sides. Divide both sides by 3. And I did not multiply or divide by a negative, so my sign's going to stay the same. X is less than 9. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's look at our last example we're going to look at today. 7x plus 9 greater than 3x minus 1 plus 6x. So I see I have parentheses. So I'm going to start by distributing. 3x minus 3 plus 6x. I see that I have multiple x's on this side, so 3x plus 6x is 9x minus 3. All right, I have no more parentheses. I have one x on the left and one on the right. I don't have multiple x's on one side. So now I'm going to subtract x from both sides. And again, I did not multiply or divide by negative, so my sign is going to stay the same direction. 12 divided by 6 is 2. So this says that 6 is greater than x. So my x is going to be smaller. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we're going to go to the left side of page 20. If you need to copy that down, go ahead and pause it and push play when you have it copied down. All right, so we're sliding over to the left side of our journal. We're still on page 20. And we're going to take a note. So we're going to write steps. This is going to be our steps. So our first step is to use the, oh, sorry, I wrote on the same line. Whew. You can tell how tired Miss Joel is. All right, use the, we're going to write distributive. Distributive, it'd be nice if I could spell also, property. An underline distributive property to remove any grouping symbols. All right. So what I want you to do is next to this removing any grouping symbols, I want you to make a note that that is parentheses. Okay, that is parentheses. When we talk about grouping symbols, it's when we're going to group anything together, and grouping symbols are parentheses. When we talk about distributive, sorry, paused it, moved it. I want you to make a note. This is on page 13 of our journal. So, if you forgot how to distribute for some reason, if you've been keeping up with your journal, you can go back to page 13. If you haven't been keeping up with your journal, I'm going to show you at the end of this video where all of my videos are, and you can actually go to page 13 of the journal, which is distributive property. All right, a second step is to combine like terms, and I want you to underline those three words, combine like terms, on each side of the inequality, on each side of the inequality. Inequality. All right, get that down. And that was on, we're going to make a note that that is page 16 of our journal. So if you have forgotten how to combine like terms, you can go back to page 16 of your journal or watch page 16's video. All of my videos are still up on YouTube. I keep them up there. I do take them off eventually from our assignments tab just because it kind of gets overwhelming having all of those on there. Move the variables. This is step 3. Move the variables to one side, underline one and side, of the inequality. And underline of the inequality. And then step 4, use inverse operations to solve. And you'll see this note made a lot of times, but don't forget oh my goodness, I'm really having trouble with my pencil. To switch the inequality symbol. Ooh, I need new pencils, I guess, because these are breaking left and right. When multiplying or dividing by a negative. Hopefully you got all of that down. All right, if you need to copy more, please do. Really quickly, I'm going to show you how to access all of my videos. Please don't log off of the video or stop watching it. Okay, so here is our teams. So if you look here at the top, you have your posts, you have your files, your class notebook, you have your assignments, your grades, and then if you click on Miss Joel's videos, it may take a minute to load just because, there we go. All of my videos pop up. It takes you to my YouTube page, which I see some of you have already subscribed. I have 30 of you. It's got all my videos, and there's a little arrow. It's off the screen right now because oh look, I can slide it over. This will take you to any of them, and it's labeled by the page number, by the journal page number. Most of them are around 15 minutes long, and you're always welcome to just come and look at all of my videos if you need to. Okay. Also, this Wednesday, if you are not happy with your test grade, okay, and I did have a few of you who didn't take it, so you have a 0. If you would like to retest, I need you to send me an email. Don't put it on the activity. Don't put it on the post. Don't put it on any of that. I would like you to send me an email. And if you don't know how to send an email, I'll show you really quickly. Okay, so I'm going to open up. Sorry, that's on my. Sorry. Okay, so when you log in to your Office 365, this is what pops up. And usually you come over here and you click on Teams. Now, I probably have more than you do over here, which is okay. But there's also one that says Outlook. And I'm not going to click on mine because it opens up my emails, and that's kind of personal. But click on your Outlook, and that is how you can email all of your teachers. You just start typing our name. You go to New Message, type our name. Send me an email saying, I would like to retake the test. If I don't get that from you by Tuesday night, then I will not be sending you a copy of the retest. Okay? So be sure that you send me the email asking for a retest. All right? If you have any questions, as always, send me an email or shoot me a text or even put it on the post thing on our group thing. Y'all have a good evening.